Hello and welcome back to our channel. Firstly, let me apologise about my squeaky voice. I'm not poorly, I've just got hay fever and it's stripping my voice out. Right, I'm going to go straight to my results this week and tell you that I have maintained. So for the third week running, I'm sitting comfortably at 10 stone 5, £2 under my target, and I'm really happy with that. To get and maintain this week, I felt the need to make a few changes because of the heat, purely because of the heat. So on the days when I wasn't able to get out and walk because of the extreme temperatures, I chose to drop an A choice, drop a B choice, and drop 1.5 sins to save myself approximately 300 calories. The reason I chose to do this was because looking at my Fitbit on those days, I was sometimes 800 to 1,000 calories less expended because of not walking. So even if I was hula hooping instead, it was still making hundreds of calories in difference. So I knew that if I stuck with my 2 A's, 2 B's and 11 sins on those days, the chances were I would get a gain this week, and I didn't want that. So there's sometimes when you just have to make a little more effort, which is what I did this week. So I never went hungry. I just upped the speed and dropped an A and a B. But that was only on 2 days of the week. And on the other days, I stuck to my normal formula. Fabulous group this morning, some lovely results, a few bits of Slimming World news. And I'm only going to give these bits of news because some of you may not be members who go to group, so you might miss them. But the new bar, which is chocolate coconut macaroon, that's a mouthful, comes out mid-August to replace the banana milkshake, which is going. Thank goodness. No, I shouldn't say that. I didn't like that one. The jam roly-poly has gone. The peanut heaven has gone. And it would seem that from mid-August, all the bars on the table are going to be chocolate-based, which might suit some people, but no, I won't be buying those. Too dangerous for me, they are. Get very obsessive about them. The new sweet corn chowder soup is coming for Iceland, and also the new sauce is going to be chip shop curry. So I think that actually might be quite nice. Lots of different choices there. There's going to be another offer campaign coming up where 3 meals will get you a box of frozen fruits. And also Naomi told us that if you have an Iceland bonus card, make sure you tick the section on the website that says you are a Slimming World user, because that will then enable them to send you any offers or vouchers around Slimming World food. So it'd be to our benefit. My word for this week is going to be reflecting, because during this week with the extreme heat, I've been reflecting back on how would I have coped with this in the years gone by. Well, truth be told, I didn't cope at all. I struggled for the whole of the summer in those days. I struggled generally because I had nothing to wear, and if a friend invited me to go shopping with them at the weekend, my first reaction was never, oh, fabulous. It was always, oh my God, what will I wear? So I had 2 types of outfits back in the day. The winter outfit was jeans and sweaters, or jumpers. The summer outfit was jeans and t-shirts, but they were generally the same jeans. Well, let's face it, when you shopped in Evans, you had to buy what fit you. You might not like them, but they fit you. I always had skirts because I wore skirts for work, but I hated the thought of wearing a skirt if I was going out for the day shopping, because I knew that by lunchtime my legs would be chafing, and that was a horrible, uncomfortable feeling. Painful. And also I used to get very sore under my breasts because of sweating and your bra rubbing. So for any of you who are still in that place, or you've been there too and you know what that feels like, it's not a nice thing to look back on, is it? it's a painful process, and if you're still going through that, then my heart goes out to you. But just remember, you know, when you get further along your journey, these are the things you're going to be leaving behind. I reflect back on my behaviour in those days around food and weight and clothing and stuff, and it still leaves me absolutely stunned that I just never understood that I was doing that to myself. I mean, this vlog is very much a diary for myself, to look back and reflect on things I did, and to look at today and how things are very different. But when I look back on those days, I sit here with a bit of a numb head on, thinking, why didn't you get it, Jane? Why didn't you see that you were doing that to yourself? I was so unhappy through the whole of the summer, every year. But it never dawned on me that if I started now to make changes, that by the following summer, I'd be in a different place. It just never dawned on me. And what did I do about it back then? I got upset, I got lonely, I got frustrated and all of those other things. And then I got the food in my hand and stuffed it in my mouth to make myself feel better. The things never, it was like, you know, dot to dot, but the dots never joined up. It never really registered with me that doing this all the time was what was causing all the problems. And, you know, the stinking thinking and the terrible behaviour and the bad food habits and all of those, what caused the chafing of the legs and the soreness under the breasts and the horrible sweaty patches under the arms and the clothes that always felt too tight in heat and all those things. And I'm still, you know, I think one day I may have a revelation and I may just understand why I didn't get it. Excuse me, but for today, I still genuinely do not understand why I didn't join those things up and see that I was causing those problems for myself. I was very good at blaming other people. It was never my fault. I never took responsibility for my own actions. And yet, I am an educated woman. I had a really good job. I had a family who loved me. Excuse me squeaking. I had a really good job. I had a family who loved me. I had people in my life who cared for me. A husband. All these things. I had everything I could have wanted. But there must have been something, somewhere, that made me behave like that. And I still, with all the counselling I've had and all the work I've done on it, I still don't believe I've uncovered the key to. But then maybe I never will. And maybe it doesn't matter. Because it's in the past. I don't do it anymore today. I don't treat myself like that today. So do I really need to go back and analyse it and unlock that chest? No, I don't think I do, you know.
I don't know if you'll ever find that there is a key to it.
No, there probably never was, Joe. It was probably
just your choice in the moment, isn't it?
My choice in the moment and my bad habits and poor behaviour. There doesn't need to be a reason for it. It happened and that's life. But when I reflect back on it, and maybe I don't need to go too deeply into it, I'm saddened by it. I'm really saddened by it because I think of all those years I wasted. You know, right through my 20s and my 30s and my 40s, every summer, every week that turned out to be like this week, I would have struggled like mad. I would have come indoors, closed the blinds, closed the curtains, put the fan on. Couldn't wait to get home and take my clothes off because I hated tight clothing. You know, I watch people on YouTube and we say things like, oh, came in, got into my pyjamas, came in, put on my dressing gown. Oh, forgive me, I'm vlogging in my pyjamas. You'll never see me doing that. I can promise you, you will never catch me in my nightie or in my pyjamas because I respect myself too much for that today. If ever I get back to that place where I can't wait to get back in the door and get out of my clothes because they're tight and they're uncomfortable, then that's when I need to be taking myself in hand and acting like a responsible adult again. because I had too many years of doing that, too many years of copping out and not taking responsibility for myself. And I cannot do that anymore. This week, every morning, I've bounced out of bed before 7 o'clock, had a shower, jumped into a pair of shorts and a flimsy top or a t-shirt and lived my life. And this is the first summer in the whole of my adult life when I can say that I am still, even though it's too bloody hot for my liking, that I am still comfortable in my own skin, comfortable in my own body. Because I'm not worrying, what am I going to wear? What am I going to do? Oh, I've got nothing to wear. My jeans are too tight and I shouldn't be wearing jeans in the middle of summer anyway. Well, I've got summer jeans now and I've got, cut-off jeans and I've got knee-length denim shorts and I've got short shorts, Nike shorts and all sorts of, you know what I mean? And that's freedom again. And it's not just freedom, it takes a whole layer and level out of my life where I don't have to fear those things and I don't have to stop before I can accept an invitation to go somewhere and do something and think, oh my days, what am I going to wear? And I'm sure I'm not the only person who knows what that feels like. And the chafing between the legs, a very odd subject, but I can tell you girls, if I put my legs together and stand up straight, I've got a gap that goes from the top to the bottom. Well, my knees touch, but I don't have that problem anymore. And the simplicity of just accepting the way to get rid of that problem is to shed a few pounds, a few stones, whatever it takes. It's amazing. It's just freedom again, freedom. So, yeah, that's me reflecting on where I used to be and looking at where I am now. And because of the way I've chosen to eat this week, I've stayed where I am. But not just by going, oh, I'm going to be on plan, I'm just going to eat, I'll have free food. I actually stopped and thought about it on a daily basis this week to manage it. Because with a nearly 12 stone weight loss, it needs management. So I'm like a project manager, aren't I? I'm project managing myself. So on those days when, it was literally, 100 and... Now, what did I get? Some days 1.47 miles and 1.73 miles purely from hula hooping. I'll say it. Purely from hula hooping. They were the days that I cut an A and a B. On days like Wednesday of this week, where actually by the end of the day I'd achieved 10.95 miles, because on top of my walk into the city with Joe, I actually walked to the pub and back with some friends in the evening. And to get to the pub, our pub, you go up a hill like that. You're literally going up a hill at that angle. And I used to struggle to get up that hill. I'd have to stop 4 times on the way up and I would be gasping. Do you know now? I can go up that hill almost at a trot. I'm not a runner. You'll never see me run up that hill. But I can go up that hill at a very fast walking pace today and not get in any way at all out of breath. That's only because of losing weight. So on days like Wednesday when I did 10.95 miles and another day when I did over 9 and a couple of days when I did 8 point something, I stuck to my normal 2 A's, 2 B's, 11 sins. But if I have to manage this on a daily basis and look at those days when I can't get out and walk because the sun was so powerful those days, it wasn't safe to be out there in it. If I have to manage it by dropping an A, dropping a B, dropping 1.5 sins worth of calories, I'll do that. And when I got to the scales this morning and confidently got on them, thinking, do you know what? I feel like I'm maintained. And I don't get weighed in between groups. I don't have access to scales. So I'm not getting weighed before I leave the house to go to group and thinking, oh, I hope theirs weighed the same as mine and all this stuff. I confidently went in there. I stand in the queue and I'm not cocky about it. I just think, what I've done this week, I deserve to have maintained for. If I'd gained a little and I'd have, I need to revise it next week. But I maintained and I'm grateful for that. But what I did this week, looking at what I was eating, particularly fruit, I need to be careful around fruit because Like some people will reach for ice pops and ice lollies in cold weather. I'll reach for fruit that I've had in the fridge. I made a conscious decision to limit myself to 4 types of fruit that were all speed this week and to not exceed 3 pieces a day. And I'd usually go for 3 to 5 pieces a day. So I did that. I upped my speed veg. And so I'm now going to ask Joe to read you the list of the fruits I chose to eat this week and the vegetables I chose to eat this week and the few pulses I chose to eat this week. I have not eaten meat this week. I fancied a vegetarian week and I've really enjoyed it. So Joe will read you that list now.
Apples, plums, watermelon, raspberries.
Those were the fruits I chose to stick to this week, which is quite a simple list for me. I would usually have at least 10 or 12 different fruits on my list, but that was a conscious decision so that I couldn't overindulge in fruit.
Asparagus, carrot, courgette, lunge 2, sugar snap peas, pickled beetroot, celery, gherkin, daikon radish, black kale, tender stem broccoli, red onion, butternut squash, runner beans, pak choy, spring onions, Brussels sprouts, beetroot rice, cauliflower rice, red kidney beans, organic black beans, chickpeas, Heinz 5 beans, tomato, avocado and vine leaves.
So that's my list of speed veg for this week. What I wanted to share was a little something that I found in Tesco, which is a small tub, and it's called avocado and tomato salad. And what you seem to get in it is about 4 or 5 chunks of avocado and 6 or 7 cherry tomatoes. So on a day, like if I'm caught out in town and it's really warm, if I felt the urge to have something cold, I would go into Tesco, buy that for £1.50, and no, it was 4.5 cents and I was safe. I'm not safe if I start to think I'll have a Solero or I'll have a Magnum. They don't suit me. I don't go there anymore because I can't stop at one. And things like food substances and sweet substances that I know I can't stop at one, I put on a no-go list. I won't even entertain them today. Because why put myself through that? Why torture myself and tempt myself? I know what I enjoy. I know what it's safe for me to be around. And I know when I'm starting to play danger games. So I've been very fortunate this week. I've had a really, really good week. You'll notice there's never much in the way of salad on my list. Now there are 2 reasons for that. A, salad always leaves me hungry. And B, salad always makes me constipated. There's not enough fibre in it. So most of the time I choose not to go there, which is no great loss to me because I'm not a fan of salad. But what I want to say to you this week is, if you're in the habit of eating, shall I say, carrots, broccoli and peas as your vegetables for the week, can I encourage you to try a few more different and varied things, because there's some fabulous stuff out there at the moment. I'm not goody two-shoes. I don't get it right all the time. I'm just a person like you who's trying to do my best not to put back on the weight I've lost. I can't afford to go there. I don't want to go there. Went shopping for clothes this week, last Sunday actually. A lovely lady I correspond with called Helen introduced me to a shop called Fat Face. And so now instead of going into Evans and buying a size 26, I've got it on actually, the top I bought, I went into Fat Face and bought a size 12. And it just amuses me. You know, now I'm a slim person. I'm shopping in a shop called Fat Face. And I like it. But that's my warped sense of humour. That's it for today. My voice is going to give up if I try to go on for much longer, and I think you've probably heard enough. Have a great week. Thank you for being there. Thanks for your lovely comments. Thanks for the compliments about the Sins videos that we've done. And stick with it. The heat's unbearable, but we'll come through it, and before you know it, it'll be raining again. This is Great Britain.
You were going to share the beetroot rice.
Yeah, Sorry, I've got it sitting here and I forgot. When I referred to beetroot rice on my vegetable list, this is it. I think it must be quite new. I've not seen it before in Sainsbury's. But it's lovely. It's really nice. And I'm sure it's very versatile, even if you just wanted to throw some into your salads. So there it is, £1.20 from Sainsbury's. Have a great week, each and every one of you. Thanks for being there. And remember, it works if you work it. It bloody well won't if you don't. Bye-bye. See you next week.